You got yourself a storage unit. Now what?
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Storage Scores brought to you by Storage Treasures. I'm Curt Strutz. Well, I'll tell you what, I had an auction today I was going to go to, had some very interesting sounding units. I got there and lo and behold, the auction was canceled. Now that actually happens quite frequently in the business. People who are behind on their rent in most cases will come up with the money at the last final hour. In fact, one of the units actually paid minutes just before the auction started. The auction was canceled. Not so good for people in our industry, but for the storage facility, that's a good positive thing to have happen. And you know what? That happens every once in a while. It'll be canceled. Always, though, if you have an opportunity, give a call ahead of time and check and see if the facility is still running their auction to make sure that doesn't happen to you. We're here today anyways. I've still got some boxes left over from last week's auctions. We're going to just do some digging today and see what we come up with. Well, the first box here apparently looks like the bathroom cupboards. Toothbrushes, you find a lot of them that are always still new in the package. Again, not big money, but you know, 25 cents at the flea market, that stuff adds up. Actually, this one looks like it was hardly ever used. I mean, that, honestly, at the flea market, that's money right there. Toothpaste, people don't like to buy that used. Look at this. We've got a chain, 925. We got a sterling silver chain right there inside the box full of literally garbage and toiletry items. And that's exactly the reason right there that we dig through these boxes from top to bottom, because you will find things like this. To the woman that owned this before, it's broken, so it's garbage. To me, it's scrap. I mean, we can scrap this for sterling silver value. I've got a couple jewelers that I work with. I'll take these there and sell that as scrap sterling silver right to the jewelry store. Would have never known that was in there if we hadn't actually dug through this box of miscellaneous. So that's a great find right there. All right, let's go through this one. Ooh, this one's heavy. Oh, man. Clothes hangers. I'll tell you what, though. These are actually a magnetic steel, all these metal clothes hangers. You're not going to get a ton for them, but you know what? You can take them when you go to the scrapyard. You can scrap those metal hangers as scrappable sheet iron. So that's obviously worth something there. Got a bunch of boots. They're actually genuine leather. Clean those up and try selling those online. And I've got a sewing machine. I chuckle because this particular unit, I know which one this came out of. I purchased 5 units last week. I've been finding sewing machines like crazy out of this unit, and that's how I know this is from that same unit. They're not new sewing machines. They're all, you know, mid-century type electric sewing machines. This is a Japanese deluxe sewing machine. I got one here, I got 2 here. Out in the big warehouse, I probably got another 4 or 5 out of this one unit. I don't know much about these sewing machines. I do have a place that I know of, though. They've done some service on vacuum cleaners of mine, my personal vacuum cleaner. They also work in sewing machines too. I think what I'm going to probably do is pack these up and I'll take them over there and see if they can maybe give us a value on these sewing machines. I know some of them are worth a lot of money. I know the majority of them are pretty well worthless, but it might have some value to them as far as parts goes, or we can at least get a little history on these and learn about sewing machines. So we'll run those over a little bit later today and see what we can get out of them. We're here today with Ray Sew and Save. How you doing, Ray?
Pretty good.
Excellent. Hey, check this out. I bought a storage unit that had all of these sewing machines in them.
Okay.
You're the guy here in town that knows everything about sewing machines, especially the Singers.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. So I was wondering, I'll tell you right now, I didn't clean these up because my guess is some of them may not be worth much money. You can't polish a turd; it's still going to be a turd. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was wondering, are any of these possibly ones that would have value, or even as parts for value, or are we sitting with a pile of scrap metal? And is there anything interesting history-wise about these you could tell me?
Well, basically, to start with, these two are basically the same model machine, but they're Country of origin is different. This is a U.S. made. This is a Great Britain manufacturer.
Okay.
So you can see the difference between the two in that some of the features between the two. This one has kind of the cream colored finish with the smaller dial up here for putting pressure on the foot.
Okay.
This one has more or less the tannish color and a number dial for putting pressure on the foot. Other than that, they're basically cast iron units. They're straight and zigzag only. There's no real features to them other than that. They were basic, what they called entry-level machine back when they were manufactured, back in the late 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
As far as any type of value, basically you'd get more value out of the machine if you took it to the scrapyard to get the cost of whatever the cast iron would be worth. As far as parts go, yeah, there's parts that you could take off, but in reality, being that they would be used parts, you'd be kind of playing a game with whoever might want to buy them.
Okay. Because I know a lot of times I run across people, they get excited. They see these old sewing machines or the old Singer units, and they'll start bidding like crazy on these things, thinking there's tons of money in these.
There isn't.
There isn't.
Well, the thing is that what we get a lot of people will call up, oh yeah, I got this old machine, and it's antique value and that, and basically people think that, they've got this $1,000 machine, and in reality, there are just so many of them out there.
Yeah.
And when you tell the people, yeah, well, what you want to take it to your local scrapyard, you can maybe get $15-20 for the cast iron that's in the machine. They kind of, what? You kidding?
They probably wouldn't even get that. We just came from the scrapyard.
Well, but I mean, that's what
Yeah.
basically most of these are, is scrap value. There's really no market for reselling these, based on the fact that the age of them, the condition, to put money into these things to get them back up to saleability, you're probably going to put more into the machine than what you could ever get out of it.
Sure.